Okay, I have the Mavic Air 2, and ever since I got it, I've been debating on what to do to it. It's stock, nothing wrong with the gray. On overcast days, it can be very difficult to see. You can hear it, but you can't see it, which isn't a problem because you're normally got it on the video screen anyway. But I've considered airbrushing it, but never been able to commit to a color scheme. Come up with one today, by tomorrow thought of a different one. If I airbrush it, then that's going to require priming it, and I was afraid of what the forward avoidance sensors. Whenever you start spraying paint, adhesive, clear coat, you run the risk of altering its stock performance. So that being said, I looked around the net, and what I found was Decal Girl. Here's the instructions. When you go to their website, I say her because it says Decal Girl. These are color scheme skins specifically cut for your drone type, make and model. Instructions pretty straightforward. I have to degrease everything on there, take the props off, this, that, and the other. However, if you're worried about finding one you don't like, there is a ton of color schemes and different designs, unimaginable. However, before we get to that, one of my first questions is always cost and quality. Cost, surprisingly, it's affordable. This is what I paid for it, and it is with the 2 extra for the spare batteries. That was delivery. So it's affordable. Now, the question is the quality. The color I went with, only because I am a fan of the dystopian mech tech, I went with this. It is called the Cybernetic. Kind of the dystopian color you're going to be able to see in the sky, and yet give it some character. Kind of give it that grungy, oily, greasy look. I got the 2 spare ones for the 2 spare batteries, and they send a skin for your transmitter, which is extremely nice. The biggest one of them will be this one, and that goes obviously over the top, and that one you're definitely going to want to be sure is on the right place before you stick it. So I am not going to video the installation of this, only because there are other videos out there for that. So I'm going to give that little fellow a good cleaning and see how this works out. There's the before. Okay, and there it is. So I started with the battery packs. It seems, sorry, lighting's not the best. I started with the battery packs. Those seem to be simplest. Figured I'd kind of get started on the learning curve with the battery packs. You'll definitely need a X-Acto knife to pick out for the LED battery level indicators, and I used a X-Acto knife through the whole project just to pick up the little corners. All things considered, these are all the little pieces that you remove, like the vents. One thing I really liked about it is really neat back here on the vent. I don't know if you can see that. Let me see, like right there. Looks like a burn hole or burns on the vents. That is a pretty stinking cool little detail. And then up front, oh, there it is, right there. That is a neat detail right there. So I still need to go behind it with a hair dryer, heat it up a little, be sure everything's pressed down. To be honest with you, yes, I like it. Shadows there make it look like wrinkles, but it's not. I didn't remove the props. Come to find out, I just folded them, kind of got them out of the way. That was well enough. There are areas, got to understand those fold in for storage. You know, but like here, you'd get that pressed down. Areas here where I think could have fit a little tighter, a little better. Around the nose, the forward-facing avoidance sensors. At first, when I first started it, I got the battery packs covered, and then I started with the arms. And at first, I kind of got a foul taste in the mouth because I wasn't really a fan. Right here's a good example, right there. You can see that gap right there. Just a little bit of gray, and that's pretty much the consensus view all the way around. Is gray, just because it just didn't match up perfect. Okay, now you get this across the room, you're not going to see any of that. So money spent, I think it's well worth it. The stickers had somewhat of a rubbery, you can stretch them, which made it really nice form fitting to the molding of the drone. The instructions suggest that you don't stretch, but in some places you really kind of needed to, just a little bit, to get that nice clean edge. Underside, got your lights, your sensors and whatnot. It's really, it turned out better than I thought it would, be honest with you. And I think what I'm going to do, which will be a later video, I have an idea of how I'm going to handle areas like this. And I think I missed a piece there. I think I need to check there's a little, I think there'd be a little piece that wrapped right around there, but maybe there's not. I'll have to double check that. But if not, I've got an idea for that. So all things together, or all things said, I think it was worth the money. I didn't look too deep for other skins for these. I do know that China makes some, but I don't know if they'd have the color variations. I mean, you can get this thing in just about any color you want. So I'll be posting a video soon. So you got little wrinkles. I think those will all go away after I heat it real lightly and then press it down. But yeah, stay tuned for my second video. See how I'm going to handle areas like that. Later.